Hello, greetings everybody. Welcome to this. I just thought I'd do a real impromptu one. I just felt like doing it about an hour ago. I thought, sod it, let's do one. So a couple of things I'm doing here. It's my birthday, my YouTube birthday. So on Monday or Tuesday, it was 1 year since I launched my 10 classic DaVinci Resolve tips. And who'd have thought a year later I'd be here live streaming still. So it's also an opportunity for me to try and not cock up a live stream. I'm really trying to practice getting this switching right. So I'm ignoring looking at myself there. I've got no moderator, so don't start swearing at me on the chat. And I'm just going to try and get one right. I'm not going to do it for too long because I'm on my motorbike today and I've just had a message saying it's going to rain at 7 o'clock. So I need to try and get home before 7, but let's see how we get on. So yeah, let's just see how we get on. I've got my mic set up a little bit louder. People were saying that it was too quiet on the last one. I'm going to try and look at the camera. I'm going to ignore the 20-second delay or whatever I get on here. So let's just have a quick look and see who's there. I've also forgot my laptop because I didn't know I was going to do this. So I'm looking at a screen which is quite far away. So I'm going to have to do this because I'm an old bastard. I'm 53 now. So let's say hello to a few people. I might show you a couple of things in Resolve as well. Let's see how we get on. But I've honestly got no agenda. So if you're thinking you're going to get something technical at me, then you might want to go and watch telly or something. So I've got here Bernard Manos. Cannot wait. Thank you. Welcome. And also it's quite nice to see I've actually got 36 viewers on here already, and I literally only decided to do it about 2 hours ago. So thank you for everyone just joining on with no prior warning at all. James S. Hello. Adam Sterling. Hi, mate. You just had a day off work. Fantastic. I wish I had. Peter Richardson. Hello from Oregon, USA. Hi there. Aaron Itzorot. Is that? Hello from Derby. I Complainer. Hi. Best Resolve centric channel on YouTube. I couldn't agree more, mate. Rodrigo Zadro Films, my favourite teacher of DaVinci Resolve on YouTube. Well, thank you very much for that. Martin One, hello from Hong Kong. Cool, very international today. Hello from trains somewhere between Pittsburgh and New York City. Okay, cool. That's David Corboy, H764 Pro, hello. Adam Sterling again, I Complainer again. Catherine De Vries, hello Catherine, how are you doing? I'm glad you could join us. Catherine is the head trainer at Blackmagic, if you don't already know that. So a very good friend of mine, and good to see you here, mate, for a bit of support. Ibra Films, hi guys, how's it going? I don't know, you tell me. Hopefully you can all hear me and see me, and someone just put in the chat if you can't, but let me know if it's loud enough is the main thing. I think I was really, really quiet this time. I've turned the gain up on my mic, and I've positioned it just here, so hopefully it's a little bit better. Where did I get to? Wham Productions. My very first production company that I set up was called Wham Productions. So Ward and Mostyn Video Productions. So there you go. I presume that's not Dave in disguise. Catherine Yo, Stevie Essien, hi. I don't know if my cousin's on here actually. I just sent her an email. She didn't know I was going to do one, and she'll be disappointed if she misses this. And I'm trying to stop saying all the time as well. I played my other one back and I'm going so I really want to stop doing that because it's annoying for me. There he goes. I Complainer, thank you very much for that. What do you call those things? Super chat or something. Thank you very much, very generous. Thank you so much. Happy birthday from the Riviera. Oh, Riviera, Quebec. Perfect. It's quiet this time as well, but I've upped the volume to 11. Right, I'm going to just turn this up a little bit more. I'll turn it up in OBS as well. Oh, I hate OBS. Right, is that any better? Someone say, it should be better. It's hitting the yellow now, so I'm going to turn it up even more. Sorry. You might want to turn it down from 11. How's that? Is that better? So, oh, God, we've got 56 viewers on there with 1 hour's notice. That's awesome. Thank you. Lucy Mostyn, my little Lulu. Hello, mate. Hello, Lucy. Make sure you do your maths. You've got 2 sets of maths to do tonight. I'll be home at 7 to check. Steve Gerard, hello mate, my old mate who has a fantastic channel. Check out his channel, Steve Gerard Photography. He is smashing them out. So I don't know if I've mentioned him before, but have a look. Steve Gerard Photography on YouTube, and he's doing amazing stuff. Needs a bit more support. So go and give him a subscribe even. Right, I could just sit here all night and say hello to people, couldn't I, really? Audio's good, much better, thank you, Catherine. Is it good enough? Yeah, I hope it's good enough now. Someone said the sound's a bit low. Hi, Darren, I asked you last live for a few books of reference. You mentioned the Colour Book Handbook and another one, not colour correction related. Yes, right. Rafa, there's two actually that I recommend. So these are not colour related. These are, well, they're obviously colour related, but they're not technical. This one is Johannes Itten, The Art of Colour. You can see that in true Blue Peter style. There we go. This is a fascinating book, basically looking at art and how colour works. It's really good. I don't know if you can still get it. It's really expensive. So I don't know why, because it's a fantastic book. And the other one that I've been looking at recently is Vision Art, The Biology of Seeing. This was a recommendation from Walter Volpato, and I'm not all the way through it yet, but it's fascinating. It's a bit of a similar sort of book, but it's a little bit more interesting. I think it's a better choice than the other one. So there you go. That's a couple of books that I'm working on. And the other one that I've just finished is the YouTube algorithm book, which was fascinating actually. So I've just Daryl Eves' book, the YouTube algorithm. I'm obsessed with it. I've done the again. Congrats, Darren, you're a great teacher. From Russia with love. Thank you, Andrew. Very kind. I can't pronounce that at all. Thao Trang Dang Nat. Please excuse my pronunciation of that. But can you make a tutorial about Technicolor 3-strip colour? I can. I'm not going to do that tonight. This is going to be quite a chilled, relaxed one. I'm going to do a little bit of stuff in Resolve, but this is really just a light, quick hello. It's to get me practicing doing live so I get better. I feel much more comfortable already doing these, and yeah, I'd like to do a few more, but I've got to just get a bit slicker on the whole operation here. So that's what this is about, really. I'm just having a bit of a crack. All things film, Darren Austin, love your channel and content, much appreciated. Would love to see how you would grade Panasonic Vlog. Okay, I don't really get Panasonic Vlog. I don't think I can't even remember getting any. If someone wants to get in touch and send me some footage, I can have a look at it for sure. I mean, mainly get here, Ari, Log C, tons of it. I haven't done anything but that recently. I'm getting tons of music videos in a minute, and they're all coming in Ari Log C, which is happy days for me. We get Canon C300, C500, Sony. Obviously, we get various different Sonys. Had a little bit of A7S II came in again this week, which reminded me how bad that can be. But yeah, I don't really get Panasonic Vlog, but happily do something if you can get some footage to me. Matt Willis Jones, hello from Mexico City. Okay, we are proper international tonight. Congrats on your first year. Here's to you next. Okay, yeah, thank you, Stephen. I'm definitely not stopping. Okay, this has been quite a ride, quite a journey. I've got a few stats here that are just a bore with, but I've got 22,477 subscribers. I got my first 1,000 subscribers in just 3 weeks, so I kind of knew I was onto something, but I wasn't expecting it to go this crazy. This is absolutely nuts figures. And I've only done 47 videos. I think Steve Gerrard's already done more than that, so good on you, Steve. So I've done 4 lives, 47 videos. I've had 590,000 views of all my material, so it's nearly 600k views, which I'm delighted with, and 50,000 hours of people watching me. So you've had me on your screens for 50,000 hours, you poor things. But there's plenty more coming. I've got a few really nice ones lined up. My last Parallels one did really well. I think that's the kind of stuff people want, looking at that. I worked really hard on that one. I actually made that episode and scrapped it because it just wasn't quite hitting where I wanted it to hit. So I hope that one is appreciated. It's doing miles better than my other ones at the minute. And I think I've just sort of cracked that one. There's a nice little bit for real beginners in there. But I want to get it so you just get it very quick. And then there's a little bit of science stuff for people who are a little bit more advanced and a little bit more geeky and want to know what's going on. So I was really pleased with that one. I'm going to make plenty more like that. Right, let me have a glass of water. Jonathan Hanning, hi from Hamburg in Germany, very good. Barry Ward, absolutely love your channel. Could you do a video? I've just done that one, haven't I? Josh Allen, happy birthday from sunny LA. I would love to be in LA at the minute, I'll tell you. It's going to rain again. It's been nice today, but it's going to rain again. What I hate with this country is you can't ride a motorbike and predictably stay dry all day. Yes, Sid Eos, or whatever it is. Catherine DeVries, whoever put together the new training materials at BM, please thank them. Catherine, they've done an amazing job on that stuff. It is so smart. Go and have a look at the Blackmagic channel. There is tons of free resources on there to every single element of it. Edit page, color page, Fairlight, Fusion. I mean, it'll take you a week to get through it, but my God, that is some free material. And if you want material to play with as well, someone messaged me saying how can they get free material to play with. Just go to the Blackmagic site and download stuff. You'll see it in my demos quite a lot that I use their footage. It's all good stuff. I can't send you some vlog to play with. I can send you some. Okay, well, yeah, get in touch. So if you go on my community, or if you go on my channel, there's you can get in touch with me via my email on there, or send me a DM on Facebook. So it's Killer Tips DaVinci Resolve. Hello from DFW. What's DFW? Hello from DFW. Love your channel. Well, whatever it is. Thank you. Ken Lowe, hi. Greetings from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Brilliant. Hello from Quebec. Still haven't seen my cousin on here, Pip, as you all know, Pip. So we gave away, I did my 1 hour giveaway on the last live. So I had that one, we did it this week with Arlene. She was fascinating. She's been on Resolve for much longer than I have. So she used the original DaVinci 2K and she still walked away learning something new. So there you go, just goes to show you. But she's got double the experience of me. But it was a really nice little session. What bike do you ride? I've got a Moto Guzzi 750, Moto Guzzi Special 750, Mark II, blue. Pass the thanks on, Catherine. Yes, please do, please do. DaVinci Resolve is the best. Yep. Bless up yourself, some Austin, Jamaica in the mix. All right, Dwayne, how you doing? All right, when do I stop reading these? Not yet. Mondo Cheapo, I'm sure it's long-winded for now, but could you do a tutorial on archiving projects? B-roll eats up hard disk space. I'd love to know ways of efficiently backing up. Okay, yeah, that is that's a good one. I mean, a quick way is just if you export your project as a DaVinci Resolve archive, it will copy the project to a new location and all your media with it, but that's going to take everything. So what you really want to be looking at is the media management tool where you can actually do some consolidation in there. Right, I'm going to chance this. I'm going to switch now. If I don't switch back to me live and I'm talking to the camera for 5 minutes, just all log off. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Right, let's find the GUI. There we go. Right, I'm going to go into Resolve, and if you click up here and go to Media Management, you need to be in the Edit page. And if I go to Media Management in here, okay, what you can do is then take your entire project, okay. You can just use the Use Media, or you can take a particular timeline. So you can have a look at all your timelines down here, select the one that you want. There's one I did on parallel nodes, and you can then, it would then just copy that media to a new location. All right, so you just press start. I'm not going to do it now because it'll start whirring away, but that's how you do that. I will do a proper tutorial on it for you. Right, I'm going to switch back, and with a bit of luck, you're all going to see me. Like I said, if that's not switched back to me and you're just looking at the GUI, please all just log off and I will then know that I've failed again. Right, 73 viewers, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Frank talking Blackpool, how are you doing? I was his 100th subscriber. All go and have a look at Frank talking Blackpool and just give him a subscribe because he's a nice guy. So evening, sat in my company van, brilliant. I know what your company van is. DaVinci Resolve Archive is the best. Yeah, it's a really good, quick, safe way of getting your footage out and knowing that you've got everything. So particularly if you're going to another suite, you might leave files on your desktop, that sort of thing. It's a really efficient way of moving from one system to another. Perfect switch. There you go. Brilliant. Got it. Last time, on my last live, the keyboard shortcut for OBS stopped working. And I played around with it after and realised the only way I could have got that working was to switch OBS off and go back in. So that's what really messed me up last time because I had to manually go into OBS and switch it. And it just completely threw me. I mean, it's just, I don't need technical problems while I'm trying to deliver nice content for you. Do you know what I mean? It's just painful. Okay, where are we going? Yeah, Frank talked about that was very kind of you. Yeah, no problem, mate. Just go and subscribe to him. Any best practices, insights into how many timelines a project should contain, or is it depends on the particular project? I'm quite bad at this because I actually create a database for every job. I don't even stay in one database. I think I want to try and start changing that, but I do it because I back up my databases as well as my projects. So mine don't get that big. I know there's problems years and years ago. If you had too many projects in a database, it was a little bit flaky. But I don't think that's the case now. I think you can really just go for it. How many timelines have I had in one? I've probably had 30 or 40 in one. And with the new thing where you can hide timelines in Resolve 17, that's a really useful way of organising that as well. So that's pretty good. But I don't know of any big limitation at the minute. I need to find a better way of doing. I think I need to start doing a database for music videos or a database for a client, probably. It'd be a bit more efficient because I just keep doing it. I do it by date. Yeah, I'll show you. I'm going to switch back again now. This is dangerous. This is two in 2 minutes. Let's go back to the GUI. And look, all my databases down here. This is like really, I've just got them in date order, so at least I can find them, but it's not a great way of doing it. Right, let's see if I can switch back. I know that works because I just double checked it. Right, 48 viewers. Okay, so I've probably messed it up a little bit because a few of you are dropping off now. John Hannon, what other YouTube channel do you recommend? Right, who do I look at? God, I look at so many. I don't actually look at that many DaVinci Resolve ones, to be honest, because I've kind of got one. Who do I watch for DaVinci Resolve? I watch Mr. Alex Tech. I watch just because he supported me to start with. Jay Littman, I always watch. I like Jay. He does all things editing, and he's just a really nice character. I tend to go by the characters, to be honest. I'm not, I like the characters got to appeal to me as opposed to the information. Who else is good? There's not many Resolve ones that I really like, to be honest. That's why I've done one myself, because I just wasn't clicking or resonating with a lot of them. So I don't really, just watch mine. You get everything you need. Second perfect switch. All right, thank you. That's good. But other YouTube things I watch, I like Sarah Dietschy rhymes with Peachy. I can just listen to her. I do watch Pete McKinnon. I like Gerald Undone. But it's probably I don't know. I can't think of any other ones that I really listen. Just stuff comes up on my screen. I click. I'm quite bad for that. I'm great for just put a decent thumbnail in front of me and I'll click on it. My YouTube screen says 73, which I've got 79 on here now on mine. How do you handle colour? Pretty well, I think. Benoit, hello Darren, how do you handle colour and especially colour temperature for fabrics videos? Film that requires a neutral look but also with a cinematic look. I've got quite a funny story about a fabric video. I did a commercial, I won't name the client, but full TV commercial, big budget, proper big budget, big enough budget that we actually graded it for 2 weeks. And that was because of all the comping that had to be done in it. But I had the client in the grading suite actually holding up fabric next to my grading monitor, complaining that it didn't match properly. And you just kind of have to smile and agree with them in the end. I was in a dark room with, it wasn't a set. So that was quite amazing. But what was the original question? How do you handle colour, and especially colour temperature for fabric videos? I mean, you can start off getting, I don't know what you mean by fabric video. It shouldn't really matter what it actually is. Films that require a neutral look, but also with a cinematic look. So just, a little bit of contrast in there is going to help that edge. But obviously not going to a point where you're crushing anything. Get your whites nice and white, but are you talking about I'm not quite sure what you're actually after in that question. I'd be looking for, making sure that the product looks correct, for sure. I did some ads for Money Supermarket, and they have a very specific blue that they wanted. So I made sure that I had RGB references of that all the time, constantly wiping and sliding, just checking that I'm staying on track with that. That's the same question again, sorry. Just switch to DaVinci Wide Gamut. Love how the whites and blacks just roll off. Yeah, so when you're in DaVinci Wide Gamut as a colour space, it's going to always try and roll off at the toe and shoulder, so the blacks and the whites. You'll get a really nice effect on there. Depending how far you want to go, you can push it, but yeah, it does give a really nice job. I'm in DaVinci Wide Gamut most of the time. Jay Littman, Adam Stone, Jay Littman, the inverse Darren Moston personality. Definitely a good channel. Not quite sure. He's a little bit louder than me, probably. Yeah, he's very good at doing lives. He is. I mean, he's just super smooth. Cullen Kelly, yeah, he's fantastic actually. I like Cullen. That's a proper geek out. That one is. Yeah, check out Cullen Kelly's channel. He is a proper serious colour scientist. I mean, I thought I knew my stuff, but my God, he knows his colour science, big style. Casey Farris is a good channel and funny too. He's all right. It's he's done some good ones. It's not really my style. There's nothing wrong with his knowledge, but it's not my cup of tea. A subtractive saturation works well for a film, like it does. So I've actually got a plug-in for doing subtractive coloration. It's the Colour Lab that Dado Valentic does, and it's brilliant for that sort of stuff. So where you're working more like you would with film, you're doing subtractive colour instead of additive colour. Right, I might do something in Resolve then. Why not? Let's have a look. What are your hobbies? I ride a motorbike, I snowboard, or I used to when we were allowed out of the country. Snowboard a lot. Photography, I love photography. And what else? Play bass guitar. Music, I'm obsessed with music. I go to gigs all the time. I went to my first gig this week, which was fantastic after a year and a half. I've got loads of gig tickets lined up. So yeah, I love it. Hanging around in Brighton, enjoying Brighton, going down the beach. Right, what can I say about the log wheels is that the log wheels are more focused on the shadows, midtones and highlights, where the regular wheels affect most of the image. My advice, if you're starting off in the log tools, is leave the midtones alone. Okay, just work in the shadows and highlights in the log tool, because it does focus on the shadows. You get a much more precise thing. I'll tell you what, I'll show you. Let's go into Resolve and have a look at that. There's a couple of things that I did want to show you. How am I getting on for time? 6:25, that's fine. Favourite bass players? Oh my God, where do you want to start with that? Flea, Pino Palladino. I'll just start rattling a few off. Right, Lemmy. Yeah, Lemmy is a good bass player. Okay, so in here, what I was going to do is just show you a little bit of my sort of fixed no tree type stuff. Did I switch? Hang on, let me just check I switched. No, I didn't. Big fail. There you go, right. So I was going to have a look at my sort of fixed no tree, but I'll just show you quickly the log grading thing. So here's some of my fixed no trees. These are changing slightly. I've got a new idea that I want to try out on, particularly on this one. But this is my Arri Log C to Rec 709. Here's an image. This is completely ungraded, obviously. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's do this one. I'll delete the grade. It's a little bit better image to look at. So this was a pilot for Amazon that was done. Really nice program. And so IQ Films are letting me use this footage, which is good. So I'm going to apply my fixed no tree. I was going to sort of talk through this, but what I'll do is I'll show you where I would do my log work and what I would do with it. So this is completely blank nodes, okay? There's nothing on here. It's a fixed no tree, and I work with, I'll tell you what, let me do this so you can see me as well. Right, so you should be able to see me in a little box in the corner. But I use fixed no trees because it keeps me very disciplined, okay? So it allows me to work in a controlled way instead of just going serial, 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 and I'm start pushing and pulling my whole image. If I've got a fixed no tree, it just keeps me much more disciplined. And I've covered this before in other tutorials, but this is a slightly different no tree that I'm working with here. I don't have one no tree that I use for every project, all right? So this is more my light drama one. I have one that's much heavier than this. It's got a lot more before this node. The only node that's got anything on it is this node number 8, and that's got a color space transform on it, which is taking me from Arri Alexa Log C into my timeline color space, okay? And my timeline color space is set to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4, so it's regular HD broadcast. That is the only node that's got anything on it, all right? So that's my start point. But when I save this node, node 1 was active. So when I apply it, if I just middle mouse click again and apply that, then node 1 is ready to go, all right? So this is the look. That's it without the Arri Log C, and that's it with. So these two nodes here would be my exposure and balance. Okay, this is my starting point. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on the panel but obviously you could do it down here on the wheels, but I'm going to go to my offset here. I'm just going to lift that up a little bit. I'm looking at my scopes, and then I'm just going to drop my blacks a little bit there, and that's nice. It doesn't actually need much of this because it's so beautifully shot. And what I'm going to do then is move to my next node. Okay, so just click here, and I'm just going to have a look at things like the color temperature. In fact, what I'm going to do there, I'll do it on the panel so you can see, on the software so you can see it, but I'm just going to bring down green a little bit here on my printer lights. Okay, and maybe a little bit of color temperature as well on there. Okay, so what we've got there is just my start, okay? All the rest of these nodes are basically to help me get a creative look going. So what I want to do, let me just have a glass of water, excuse me one sec. I'll just show you what to answer your log question, okay? If I click on here, if we want to make her jumper, let me make this bigger. Not that big, hang on. There, okay. If I want to make her top, I want to just change the blacks in it. Okay, if I just work in regular wheels and then start adjusting my, so you've got lift, gamma, gain, so it's shadows, midtones, highlights if you like. I'm going to pull down here and you can see that, yes, it's making a change, but I'm actually affecting the whole image. And that's because in the primaries, lift, gamma, and gain has quite a lot of bleed. There's a lot of spill. So as I adjust lift, it spills into gamma and even spills into gain. I could bring up a technical chart now and show you that, but I'm not going to do it for this live. I might do it as an episode. Jim Robinson's in the house. Hello, how did I miss this happening? Darren should have mentioned it yesterday. I didn't know I was going to do it yesterday, Jim. I've literally decided at about, I don't know, 4:30, I thought, sod it, let's just do a quick live. And I didn't want to have to overthink it or do anything. I didn't plan it. I just put the thumbnail up. And so this is just like a practice live for me. And so don't beat me up on it, all right? Sorry, I should have told you. Okay, so that's adjusting everything. So what I'm going to do, I need my node tree back. I'm going to reset that. Actually, you know what I will do? If I grab that as a still. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset that, and I'm going to do the same thing, but in log. Okay, so now if I go to my shadows, I just want to put a little bit of coolness in there. Okay, you can see that it doesn't spill as over as much. So in the log wheels, it's much tighter. And you can control that threshold here with this range. All right, so as I bring this down, I'm tightening the amount of black that's being affected. Whereas in the regular primaries, here, or here, these two are the same, there is a lot of spill into the gamma. So let me just compare those two. And can you see the amount of difference? Look at all the blue that's coming in there. It's a massive amount. And we did the same amount of move. So that's where the log tools are better, just for tight control over your shadows and your highlights. That's what I use it for. Midtones, you've got to be really careful with. You can really, I'm going to be extreme here, but you can really break your image. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Hang on. If I go to here and start doing this, I've got to be quite extreme on this. But yeah, you can see that that's breaking up really, really quickly. All right. Now, if I did that same amount of move in the regular wheels, it wouldn't break as quick. Because the curve is so tight around there, because I've got tighter threshold on my shadow and my highlight. So that's the reason that's happening. It's a steeper curve. I could bring up a whole grayscale now and show you technically, but it's a bit dull for this. I hope that just gives you a little insight. Let's not get too deep with it. So let's have a look. What else? I'm going to switch back. I'm still nervously checking OBS. I just don't trust myself to do this. So, hi Jim, full screen. Honestly, I just literally decided. I just thought, sorry, I'm going to do it. So that's what I did. And also, good check to see if you're getting my notifications. See, all the more reason to hit the notification and subscription. And I didn't put anything on Facebook this time. So not a bad turnout. 99 viewers with an hour and a half's notice. Not even an hour and a half now. I didn't put it up till about 5:10, I think. What Scopes program, Rockhouse TV? What Scopes program is that on your far left monitor? Right, I spoke about these a lot. This is Nobe Omniscope. This is best scopes you can buy. I love Nobe Omniscope. I don't use Resolve scopes. There's nothing wrong with Resolve scopes. Resolve scopes give you exactly the same measurement, but these give me better views. I've got different ways of viewing things. So I can have a look at false color, for example. I've got my 3 vector scopes up there, nice and big. It gives me blanking errors. It's just got a lot more tools in it than the Resolve scopes have. and I just love it. And if you're interested in it, I've done a whole episode on it. It's called Which Scopes in 2021. And if you have a look at that episode, I go into real big detail about it. And there's a link in the description, which is still valid. If you click the link, you'll get 15% off any of their products. They do other products as well as scopes. So it's time in pixels. So that's Which Scopes in 2021. Have a look at that. All right. But I strongly recommend them. They have literally changed how I grade. I think I really can't recommend them enough. I don't know how much they are. They're a few $100, I think. Another good switch. Okay, cool. I'm getting there. I don't know. I think I get too nervous once I get it wrong on the switching. I get all nervous and flustered, man. I don't seem to be doing that now. Frank talking about, well, I had to go back to work. God, you work some hours. I thought I worked some hours, but you are always working, my friend. Right, I can't work out where I'm up to now. Have I missed stuff? Nelson Perry, didn't know about this live. No, nor did I, mate. I honestly just decided about 4:30. I just thought I'd fancy doing one. I'm not going to do them spontaneous again. It was really just a test. I really kind of didn't mind how many people came on this one. I wasn't trying to advertise it big or do anything big. I just felt like having a go at practicing switching. And also because it was my 1 year, I thought I can't really do this next week because it's not my 1 year then. And just a chance to just say hello to some people and not have a proper schedule. You know, I did one with the speed editor. That was an absolute car crash, that one. Right, where are we? I've noticed you've gone back to standard CST instead of DaVinci Wide Gamut. What's the reason? Yes, I have. Okay, so Keith Neely, that's a very good question. So I used to work in color managed workflows. Let me just switch again dangerously. Right. Okay. Yeah, so I used to work in color managed workflows, okay? In the colored managed workflow, I'm having a few issues in organizing my workflow. It's quite hard to describe exactly, but things like if I'm using film LUTs, for example, I can't get them behaving exactly how I'm used to them behaving in here. So until I've sat down and actually worked out how I can get around that, I'm staying in regular non-color managed workflow. So it's a regular DaVinci YRGB, but I'm using CSTs. So I'm controlling my color management here. So my color management is still happening. So I'm still using Resolve DaVinci Wide Gamut to get my Arri Alexa color space, if you like. So I'm doing that in, well, I'm not technically using DaVinci Wide Gamut. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm in the wrong mode. There we go. Right. So I'm using DaVinci Tone Mapping is what I'm doing, okay? So if I switch this off, okay, you see you get much different tone mapping on here. So I'm using DaVinci Tone Mapping. Okay, so tone mapping is about bringing your gamut into the correct color space. It's bringing it into Rec 709 color space, but without clipping and chopping and that sort of thing. So I am using that, but I'm just controlling it. I'm controlling where it is in my node tree. I am thinking of moving this point further down my node tree. Let me just get, which will be another episode, I think. But at the minute, this is my sort of 16 node tree. It's a light one. I've got one that's about 25, but this one's 16. But I've got my color space transform right in the middle of it, so I can work under the color space transform, i.e. I'm working in full log here. So when I'm making these adjustments, I'm not in 709, I'm in log. So I've still got I've got the whole dynamic range to play with. Once it gets to here, it's then clamped to 709, and then anything after that is in 709 world. So things I put after it is things like OFX and that sort of stuff. If I want to put a bit of glow on it or something like that, I will put that after, but I think I want to change that. After watching the Learn with Masters thing on Saturday, I picked up a lot of stuff out of that. That was an amazing session. That was 10.5 hours of, it was just unbelievable. But I actually learned a lot in that, and I don't think my node tree is wrong, but I don't think I'm doing myself any help by having this so early. I think I want to push it a bit further down and still have a few on the end that I can work outside, that I can work on 709 color space, but I like to work in log underneath the color space transform. So I'm effectively doing what color management is doing. Color management will take you into the correct color space, and at the end it's putting you into 709, depending on if that's what you've got set. So I'm effectively doing the same thing. I'm just not getting the control that I want. in it at the minute. I did that S-Log one I did in DaVinci Wide Gamut. I've done a few projects in full DaVinci Wide Gamut colour space, but I'm still working like this at the moment. I hope that answers your question. Oh, do you know what? I've not switched away. There we go. Yeah, sorry. So I hope that answers your question. It's there's no right or wrong one. I'm just preferring to work like this still. I'd just like to be in a bit more control at the minute. Why not use a Stream Deck to make life easier than hotkeys? I'm still working all this out, mate. I'm not a streaming person. I just don't know what I'm doing with it. I can colour grade. That's it. But I don't know how to use a stream. I don't even know what a Stream Deck is, to be honest. Oh, the Elgato Stream Deck. I'm on it. Is that what you mean? The Elgato Stream Deck? I am on it. So, yeah, I'm on it. Someone else recommended it. Who was I talking to about it? Joey Diana, off Mixing Light. Hey Darren, saw you on TAC Resolve. That was great, Alexander. It was an amazing night. So I was one of 12 colorists kindly invited to do a whole session with Walter Volpato. I lasted till, I was on at midnight. I started at midnight. I was the first one on. I lasted till 7 in the morning and I had to go to bed. It was still going on. It finished at 10:30 my time. So it went on for 10.5 hours. I'm saying without your stunning vid about parallel nodes, us newbie amateurs would be totally lost. Oh, thank you, Adam. I'm pleased about that one because I'm really pleased with that episode. That's my favourite episode actually so far. I did like the one. If we backtrack over my 1 year on YouTube, I really enjoyed the one how I grade S-Log. So it's like just showing how I think, which I think is quite an important thing. Even if I didn't do the node tree exactly how I would now, or I kind of kept that node tree simple because I didn't want to go straight in with 16 nodes and start filling it out. I wanted to build it up a bit more gently, but I enjoyed that process and making that video. I obviously enjoyed my very first one. I enjoyed the 3 that I dropped literally 2 minutes after Resolve 17 was launched. That was absolute pleasure pressing that publish button on that. I got 17,000 views that night. So that was, I think that's kind of what ticked me. I was up to about 8,000 subscribers by then, but that really pushed me over. So that was just fantastic. Just literally pressing. I was told strictly not to do it before the software gets released. So I had to watch that whole 2-hour presentation with Grant Petty, and then I'm just sitting there going, "Come on, come on, come on, come on!" And even then, I didn't know if they were going to announce the software like that night. They don't tell me things like that. And they did. I did it, so it was great. So they're obviously my little favourites. I like my bad tracking one. That one's quite popular. And the one how to Luma mix and how to use scopes are really popular ones on my channel. And I've got a couple that have still got 100% likes. So my first one ever that I did, the 10 classic tips, has got over 1,000 likes and 100% thumbs up. Some of them get a thumbs down. The parallel one's got 2 thumbs downs, I think. Why? I have no idea. You know, it's free. If you don't like it, switch it off. I still don't get the thumbs down. It doesn't bother me, but I just like it all to be 100%. I think I've got 3 videos with 100% likes on it, which is not bad going. It's pretty hard to keep them all 100%. I think people just thumbs down just to annoy you. What else can I see on here? Right at the bottom, how many we got? 52. I'm probably going to close it up pretty soon. There's one other little thing I want to show you. EC Sonka, hello mate, how you doing? Jimmy, you doing a sterling job of answering some questions for me. That's brilliant. Joel Purnell, do you use an extra CST at the end of a grade to prepare Rec 2.4 for delivery to web for YouTube? If I'm delivering to web, I still work in 2.4 to be honest, but I would make that a rec to 2.2. The reason I keep it to 2.4 is because my monitor is calibrated to 2.4. So there's no point in me grading to 2.2 when my monitor is calibrated to 2.4. So I need to output what I'm looking at. Okay, so I can either switch to HDR or 2.4, but this is not calibrated to 2.2. So if you're grading on your computer monitor, then and you're just delivering for the web, I would recommend that you calibrate that to 2.2. But most of my stuff is broadcast, so it's regular BBC broadcast type stuff. I have to deliver at 2.4. But it's a good question. And there's not a lot in it. I mean, by the time YouTube's done its bit on it, you might as well put it at 2.6, to be honest. I'm joking, don't put it at 2.6. Dislikes come with the territory. Yeah, I don't care, honestly. I still get a hell of a lot of amazing love on this channel, so you're all absolutely awesome. And I know I say it every time, but it does. I absolutely love waking up in the morning. The first thing I do is just go and have a look at my comments that have come in overnight, and it's just, right, that is a good way to start your day. That really is a good way to start your day. Makes it all worthwhile. It's still hard work, this, Jesus Christ, making those episodes is a lot of work. I dread to think how many hours I've spent this year. I really do. Steve Jones just hit 400 subs, mate. Well done, mate. I'm so pleased. Thanks for the plug. You are very welcome. You're getting there, honestly. It's growing. You're doing good. Just check it out. Those who just joined a bit later, Steve Gerrard Photography on YouTube. He's a cracking channel. He's a really good friend of mine. We were at school together many years ago. I'm 53, so that's how many years ago. Well done, good stream. Thank you. I'm going to show you one little other thing. Tim Pool, Brian Singlet, and Nuril Kuskov were the highlights of TAC for me. Yeah, I've not actually even watched it all yet because I couldn't actually physically stay up. I'd been up all day preparing for it. I wasn't on till midnight. Bear in mind, it streamed US, so they started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was up all day, totally crapping myself, to be absolutely honest with you. No, I wasn't actually. I was pretty chilled about it, but I was just apprehensive. I just wanted to get going on it. So I actually went down the beach at about 6 o'clock and just chilled in the sun for a bit and came back in. I just wanted to get going. That's why I went first. They were going to put me on last, so I could be on at 8 o'clock in the morning. And they said, you can just sleep then and then come back, come back in, because I have to do it in the studio. I don't work from home. I work in a studio. And I'd live about a 15-minute drive away. So they said, you can go on last and then just sleep. I went, do you honestly think I'm going to sleep that night knowing this stellar lineup of people's going on before me and I'm going to be on the end? So I said, you've got to put me on first. So they very kindly did. Jim Wilson, where can I find footage to use in a YouTube tutorial? I have used the DaVinci Resolve media that's available online. So if you look at those tutorials, you can use their footage. Catherine, if you're still on, can you confirm that you are allowed to use it? I'm sure I asked before I did. I did ask before I did. I'm not taking them all down, that's for sure. But if Catherine's still there, she is the one. And if she's not, I'll send her an email and check. But I'm pretty sure you can use the DaVinci Resolve footage. I've seen loads of people using it on YouTube, so you might as well. Footage is a massive issue. It's a huge. I got special permission to use this footage here, the one that I've just shown you a minute ago. I got permission to use it for the TAC Resolve thing. It's a nightmare. If I'm doing BBC documentaries, they're not going to let me use the footage, and I'm not even. Even if you ask, you've opened up a whole can of worms they're going to go through the legal department, and it's just not worth it. I've actually shot a bit of my own footage. I actually hired a crew to do the multicam thing that I did is with a girl cooking. That's actually in my kitchen. I just paid a crew to do it. I was just, it was worth it. So I'm rinsing that a little bit, but there's no easy question. There's stock footage as well. You can go on Pexels. They have some log footage on there, but it's a little bit. Here's a shot of a dog and here's a shot of a bus, and it's not really sort of cohesive stuff. But yeah, it's a nightmare, the footage. It's because I don't shoot, and I don't think that you shoot either. So Jim is, for those of you who don't know Jim, he's on all the Facebook forums. Wealth of knowledge, knows a lot of stuff, but we do have a bit of offline banter together, so it's always nice chatting with you. Okay, right. Let me just show you. Oh no, that's Jim answering someone else. Okay. Hello, greetings from Germany, Philip J. Right, I'm going to show you one more little thing. I did this on the TAC Resolve thing, and I think it's a really simple thing. It's been doing it. You've been able to do it since year 1. And but I think a lot of people don't know it's actually there. So I'm going to just show you this. I'm going to switch to my screen. This will be for the 4th time now. Please don't let me mess it up at the end. I'll be really annoyed. Let's go to here. I'm still going to check if it's done. Yes, it has. Right. So what I'm going to do is, let's imagine that's our grade, right? So I'm just going to very quickly copy and paste it to these shots here. Okay. Let's stick it on the whole scene. So I've just highlighted them with using Shift, okay? I'm just going to middle mouse click this, done. These are all now graded, okay? Obviously these need individual balancing, which I would normally do, but I just want to show you this technique. So this one's picked up the grade from this one. They've all copied exactly the same grade across. Right, so let's imagine now you're in here and they decide, actually we want a bit of a warmer look on this, all right? So we want a bit of a warmer look. So what you would do, let me get rid of that one, if that's still. Okay, so you go to one of your spare nodes. Now this is why I use a fixed node tree, right? This really helps for this sort of stuff. When I'm grading documentaries, I could be grading 400 or 500 shots a day, all right? You've got a lot, there's a lot to do. So you need to find efficient ways of, if the director makes a change or the client makes a change, that you can easily apply that change in one button. And the feature is called Ripple Grade. It's been here forever, so a lot of you probably already use it, but I'm amazed how many people don't actually know that it exists. It relies on the copying the grade. It will copy the same node number. All right, so if I make an adjustment, let me do the adjustment first and I'll show you how it's working. But I'm going to go to node 6, okay? Just because I know it's empty and I know all the other ones, no one else has used node 6 on here. No, actually, let's do it properly. Let's do it on node 3. Okay, so that's the next available node, node 3. And what I'm going to do is, let's do what we did before. So I'm going to go to my log wheels. I'm going to just cool the shadows off a little bit. And let's exaggerate it a little bit because I don't know how well you can see this on YouTube. So I've just literally exaggerated that. I would never go for a color like that, I promise you. But let's just do it anyway, all right? So what I'm going to do now is go up to here and say ripple node changes to selected clips. Oh, do you know what I've done? I do this all the time. I've unselected them. Right, I'm going to reset that. What I normally do is I put them into groups, to be honest. So all this lot, in fact, all these would go into a group first. So I'm going to add them into a group. And the reason I do it is because if it's in a group, you don't have to worry about selecting them. Right, so I'm going to do that again. Sorry about that. So I'm going to go up here. So she's still got the original black on there. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to adjust my shadows. So I've got all the shots in that scene in a group now, okay? And I'd have each scene would have its own group. And I then go up to here, go color, and I'm going to say ripple node changes to current group. All right, and what that does is it updates all these now with that change that I did down here. And it's just literally rippled it across. All right, so every single shot on here now has that change. So this would generally be for global changes, you know, not fine tuning. So it's not for power windows or anything like that. It's more for bigger changes, temperature, brightness, contrast, that sort of thing. So what you need to be aware of though with this is it relies on the node number. So when I rippled the grade change from here, it looks at node number 3 on all the other clips. Now one thing you need to be careful of is in the preferences up here. Okay, by default, this is not on, and I'm going to show you what the problem is. So in the color page here, sorry, user color, there's an item here that's not ticked by default, and it's called preserve node numbers when adding nodes. All right, and by default, if I add another node here, the minute, because I've got that selected, it now changes it, it makes it the next number. Whereas if you don't have that selected, this becomes, it updates, it goes 1, 2, 3, and this becomes 4. So you mess up your whole rippling because only this shot will have 4 and this one won't have the same node. So it messes up your ripples. You've got to keep that button on so that it doesn't update the node numbers. I hope that makes sense. But I'll do a tutorial on it. I'll do an episode on it. Right, back to me. But ripple grade changing is, I do it all the time. So if it gets you, really gets you through those documentaries really quick. All right, what I'm going to call it, I think it's 10 to 7. I desperately don't want to get wet. I'm going to try and get on my bike, my motorbike, before the rain comes. Thank you for this very quick one. It was just to say thank you for your support. Can't believe it's been a year already. So it was a year and 2 days now. And looking forward to another year on here and keep on making this stuff for you. And keep your comments coming, keep your requests coming in, you know, all that sort of stuff. And thank you for all your love and support. It's really noted and appreciated. And you're all very kind to me, and it really is appreciated. And I love doing this. So I'll try and do some more live streams. Maybe I think that kind of went a little bit smoother than my other ones. So it's just to give me a bit more confidence that I probably can do this. I nailed OBS switching today from Sid. Yeah, thank you. I am getting an Elgato Stream Deck though, so I think that's going to help me even more, because then I don't even have to check it, and I'm not worried about the delay anymore. Every time I've done this, I've waited for the delay to switch, and it's like 15-20 seconds or something stupid. So thanks for coming. We've got 64 still on. That is amazing. Right, so I'll just shut up now. I'm going to go. Thank you all. See you soon.